Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're playing another game of Total War Warhammer. I'm the Strategy Professor. It's going to be another online battle. As you can see, I'm under 400. I would like to get under 300. Nearby future, I have 95 wins. I just want to say also that I probably win somewhere in the neighborhood of 75% of my games, maybe even more. Like, I win a lot compared to how much I lose. And 95 games, and I'm only at 46,000. So, if you look at top players and you look at people that have less than 200 games or around 200 games, that is extremely suspicious to get 58,000. Because that means they basically never lose. That means they're winning like 90 to 100% of the games. And, you know, to me, that probably signals if you have a win rate, a win conversion rate that's that high, that you're probably doing some hardcore trolling or disconnecting when you're going to lose. So, I don't know. I hope that's not the case, but as I pointed out in the last couple of videos, Hella97 was the person who did the gyrocopter spam on me. And there's been a few other people as well. But we'll go ahead and get into a game here. I don't want to talk too much about it. I'm just saying that if they have under 200 games and they're in that top 100, I mean, I might be able to get in the top 100 under 200 games. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. But let me know in the comments. I'm going to see the comments of some of the last videos. I would like to... I'm going to keep a personal troll list. But if you want me to make that public, let me know. I think how I would do that is... Actually, I've created a Google Doc, and I can just leave the link in the description. And so that way, if you want to see it, you can click on it. If you don't, or if you don't care, then you don't have to click on it. But I know some people might be interested... and knowing the kinds of people they should avoid that are going to play unpleasant games. So they're either going to DC, or they're going to, do something that is unscrupulous in the game. And so I just have a name plus just a brief description of what I witnessed in some of my games, and just kind of a warning about those people. So I would say, like, this person DCs, or this person goes all gyrocopters, or this person goes all Pegasus Knights, or whatever. And that way, even if you want to play them, then you'll know how to counter their cheese. Because the problem with a lot of this cheese is not that it's unbeatable. Like, there's obviously a way you can beat all gyrocopter spam if you just go like 12 orc arrow boys or something. But the problem is the kind of tactics that would beat those things are tactics that would lose to anything else. Probably. Like, if you went all arrow boys, if you went like 12 arrow boys against a normal dwarf army, you're going to get crushed, probably. I don't know, maybe I could go 6 and beat them. I mean, you're basically spotting the dwarves 3,000 gold at that point. Which, I mean, greenskins have an advantage over dwarves, but I'm not even sure if 6 would beat 10 gyrocopters. Tough to say. But anyways, this matchup, just to focus on the task at hand here, I'm really familiar with this matchup. I really like this matchup. Under most normal circumstances, unless there's some kind of troll build out of it. I don't consider the Luminarch sniping to be too troll. I think there is counterplay to it. I think it's borderline exploitated because it can one-shot carts. But I'm able to overcome it for the most part. I think that if you just diversify your threats, and you can dodge a little bit some of those Luminarch shots, I think there is some counterplay to it. It's borderline. It's a borderline case, but I don't think I would classify it as too exploitative. You just don't ever run Flying Lords into either Empire or Bretonia. Just don't do it. Bretonia will be able to beat you down in the air, as will Empire, especially if they net you and then Luminarch snipe your Lord. So just don't bring Flying Lords to the party. So how this build works, if this is your first time joining me, and I've tweaked this a little bit over the last couple of times, is it has a lot of regeneration. So it's got Corpse Cart, Necromancer, and the Ghoul King. Both of these have Nahek that they can cast. That's a ton of regeneration right there. Corpse Cart, very good regeneration. If they snipe it out, it's not the end of the world. It's only 650 gold. That's obviously not awesome. But if they're shooting that, at least they're not shooting your Lord with the Luminarch. I quit running the Mortis engine. It is powerful in the abstracts, but if they snipe that out, that is a really big deal because that's 1,400 gold. I mean, that's you know, almost the price of 2 of these units, 2 like serious units. That's a bit too much to pay if they snipe it. And it is powerful, but it really doesn't do that much damage on the battlefield. It does add a little bit of extra generation, but I think the damage that it does, periodic damage, is not super high. So I don't know. I've quit running that and I've substituted this, and I think I trimmed back on the zombies a little bit and put in a Blood Knight. And I think that's all I added. A Blood Knight and 1 more Karen Wraith. So the Karen Wraith helps cause terror, which is what you're missing when you get rid of the Mortis engine. So we replaced the terror with the Karen Wraith. It's really good at tying up things like Demigryphs or other pesky cavalry type of units. So yeah, it buys time. The zombies are great. I love using zombies to soak charges also and just tie up big units. But the problem is they move so slow. Like, they're so slow. And if you're just taking, you know, artillery shots, let me just go ahead and press start. He might be waiting on me. He might be polite or something. It's been a little while. I don't know if I can press enter or not. I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long here. Guys and gals waiting for too long here. Now, you need to watch this countdown like a hawk, too, because people can switch, like, in the last 10 seconds or something, and if they do, you have to press, like, unready, or you're gonna get stuck. Okay. Good. Because they said they fixed that glitch where if someone, you know, changed at the last 10 seconds or something like that, then it would restart the timer, and that's not entirely true. I'm not sure how you can do it, but I know you can. There's a way to switch, and if you switch, you only have 5 seconds to respond. The other person can only press cancel within 5 seconds. So you need to have your finger over that button and just watch it like a hawk. Because if I pick... I've had this happen to me recently. If I pick, you know, vampire counts into Empire, and then they all of a sudden pick, you know, switch over to Bretonia at the last second and cheese you, then they're probably going to win. Bretonia is a really, really good matchup into vampire counts, unless you have a super specific build. I'm going to keep these as kind of my special ops infantry. Let me go ahead and make these the 2 group. Because I can use them to flank around and charge if I need to. These are too slow for those kind of tactics, so we just need to put them on the front line. So we're just going to run at them. And the reason that I like this build into Empire is because a lot of people are running a lot of artillery lately. And so I can regenerate through a lot of artillery shots. I mean, if they hit me with too many Luminarch Blast, then it's a problem. But I can heal through a lot of artillery. And I've learned that you really, really have to spread out for Nahek. Like, you cannot send all of your cavalry charging at once or they will Nahek them. You really have to spread out and fan out and play around the Nahek. And when it's on the ground, when the Nahek's on the ground, if you walk into it, you're going to get netted. So don't walk into that circle once you start seeing it. Alright, what does he have here? This. Okay, Hammer of the Great Witches. Demigryphs. Flagellants. Yeah, I mean, my stuff's pretty grouped up, but like I said, it's not a huge deal. I'm just going to heal through most of it. I did kill one of these guys. Does he have a light wizard? What kind of wizard is this? That's a bright wizard, actually. Okay, so I don't even have to worry about the net. What are these? Demigryphs, okay. I need to figure out where his Demigryphs are going to be. I need to put these into the great swords. Okay, yeah, I need to have these on the side here to block those Demigryphs. I need to rotate these over to the other side. Alright, let's go ahead and form up. This is mission, keep your large units away from the Demigryphs. I'm going to go around this side, and then we just want to use these Cairn Rays to block the Demis. Okay, they're casting something, I think, on me, right? They're trying to cast Fireball on me. Pretty good damage, pretty good damage. That's alright. I can deal with that. Actually, let's... I want to get the horrors over here. Okay, so he's trying to rotate around. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and put one of these over here, one of these over here, and we'll have these kind of play safety. Alright, let's go in, guys. I do have some great swords over there also. Alright, let's do it. Nope, get those out of there. With the zombies and not the crypt horrors on them. Get up in there. Alright, let's go ahead and put these right here. Alright, let's get in here. Charge these things. Take the charge off of that. Alright, get back in here. Get out of it. Get out of there. Get out. Alright, let's get over here. Charge those. Alright, back up. Let's get in here. What this guy's doing? Get over here, charge these things. Put the Karen rates on these, I guess. I don't really know. Alright. Who's getting hurt? Put these over here. Alright, don't quite have enough over here. Let's rotate over here. Yeah, charge those. Okay, they're done. Let's go ahead and rotate over here. I think we're looking okay. I need to get another Nahek in here soon. I mean, I can get in there and fight with this guy. Alright, let's rotate over here, get these. I'll go ahead and do a single Nahek on them. Alright, let's just rotate over here and finish these up. Let's forget all this stuff over here. It's fine. Alright, get in there. Get those demigrowths. Can we just kill this guy? I don't know. Alright, they're done. Get them. Get out of there. Yeah, that ward's just healing up a lot. Let's get over here. Let's take these out. Go take care of that. Alright, he's done. Go ahead and heal them up. Actually, let me charge these Zimmies in the back over here. Whoa, whoa, guys, get over here. Kill those things. The heck? Yeah, I think they're done. Yeah, they just lost too much stuff. That was a pretty good fight. That was a pretty good fight. I think it was close instead of Pyrrhic, but that's okay. It felt like he wasn't shooting on with his gunners. Like, I had him back there, and I don't think I had that much pressure on him, but they just weren't shooting on anything. So maybe he just forgot to click to shoot them. I don't know. We did neutralize one of those great swords. This was the one on the left flank, I think. That we had a bunch of Blood Knights and other things on. He did a great job of neutralizing my Blood Knights with his Demigryphs. I mean, those are pretty good. I mean, Blood Knights get a bonus versus large too, but those Demigryphs are they're really good. So he had a nice distribution of units on one side, units on the other side. It was hard to rotate around and find really good matchups to exploit anything. All we did realize really is we kind of overloaded the left side again, knocked it out with some of our cavalry, and these Cairn Wraiths are eating up a bunch of those Demigryphs. And then on the right side, and we won up the middle decisively. That's where all these guys were doing their work. That's where they're fighting these spearmen and flagellants in the middle and swordsmen. That's why we just obliterated this stuff in the middle, and then we were able to rotate over to the right. We're just able to tie stuff up on the left side pretty well. But yeah, I mean, Demigryphs really strong in that matchup. The Great Sword's really good in the matchup. Fire Wizard, I don't know. I didn't see which spells he was casting. I wasn't fully convinced. I mean, the Fireball on my Lord was cool. That dealt like a third of the damage, third of his health, so that was pretty good. I'm still just a huge fan of the Net of Almatok. I think Light Wizard, that net, if you just net something and just shoot them down with gunners, it's so powerful. So powerful. And I think you really want more missile infantry against vampire counts. I mean, traditionally, I don't think missile infantry is great against them. But if it's really spread out, it can be very hard for the vampire counts to get to them, especially if you have a bunch of spears. So like, I could try to flank around with cavalry and crypt wars, but it's just so hard to get to them if they're super spread out. Like, the Graveguard cannot get to them at all, hardly. Just too slow, and the Cairn Wraiths are going to have a hard time. I don't know. I mean, the most recent thing that beat me was something that was really spread out like that. They had their Demigryphs, but they had more... they had like maybe 4 handgunners or something. They still had that cannon, I think, but they had 4 handgunners, a couple of Demigryphs. It was very similar to this. They ran more spears, and he had a light wizard to net the Net of Almatok. Like, if you net cavalry and then fire a round of handgunners into them and then charge them with Demigryphs, like, that's gonna light them up. They'll do a lot of damage. I'm not a huge fan of the flagellants. Yeah, they don't break. But I've talked about them in past videos, like when I was analyzing Empire in patch 1.3. I just don't like them that much. I mean, their stats, they're just too expensive for what they are. Like, they're just not as good as swordsmen. A lot of the times. And I just don't even really like spending a lot of money on swordsmen. I just get really cheap spear units just to kind of fill out my roster, try to get to 20 units, and just have something that is cost effective and deals with large units. So I prefer just to go with a spearman, great sword build. Like, go 4 great swords, and just a bunch of spearmen and gunners. I actually like the it's the undead. I like outriders because they're mobile. They can move around. The only thing that's going to catch them are bats and hounds, and very few people ever run those against Empire. So I really like outriders. It's definitely possible to win this matchup. I know I pick vampire counts into Empire and I win like 90% of the time, but it's definitely possible to win it. And I've won as Empire quite a few times against vampire counts. So they used to be my pocket pick until I started picking Bretonnia into vampire counts. But now some vampire counts are running the Terror Bomb tactic against Bretonnia, which just completely wrecks them unless you go full cheese with Pegasus Knights, which I refuse to do. I don't care if I'd get a lot of points with. It's just bankrupts the multiplayer system. It's just turns so many people off. Like, it just ruins it. And I want people to keep playing. I want them to think, wow, this person really outplayed me, but I could beat them next time if I, use better tactics or have a slightly different composition. I can learn something from this. This was a cool game. That's what I want people thinking if I beat them, not, wow, this person just exploited a system and beat me for points. Now I don't feel like playing because I keep playing against nothing but trolls, so I'm going to go play a different multiplayer game. So, anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I still like this matchup. I think it's pretty good. And yeah, I gave my thoughts on what I think the Empire could do better. It's definitely a winnable matchup for Empire. A lot of people just don't build the correct units to counter it. But that's going to be it. Check out the rest of the videos. We have a ton of multiplayer videos. We also have some legendary campaigns going for every faction except for Chaos. We will do Chaos eventually, but right now it's just really hard to manage 5 campaigns plus multiplayer, plus League of Legends, plus just everyday life stuff. So it's kind of on hold. But with the legendary campaigns we do have, they're pure campaigns. We don't abuse the auto-resolve system. We don't assassinate what's on the campaign map. We don't do anything that would give us an unfair advantage over the AI. So it's just good, clean fun. With lots of difficult and challenging decisions that I think make for a great campaign, both to play and to watch. So check them out. It's a great time. As always, it's a pleasure broadcasting for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful evening.